All right, everybody, let's get into it. My projector's working today. I'm so excited about it. Um, I shouldn't ever have to get this excited about basic classroom equipment functioning, but yet here we are. So I'm excited to get into operators and expressions today. So far with this class, what we've been doing a lot of is getting information from users, putting it into containers, and then printing it back out, right? That's what we did with Hello World. That's what we did with the Mad Libs assignment. That's pretty much what we did even with the lists assignment that we did, the personal information card. It's all sort of the same. We've been getting information, putting it in containers, printing it back out. That's all we've done. Kind of boring, kind of basic, but necessary first steps. Today, for the first time, we are actually going to do something with the data before we give the user some output, which is more fun, a little bit more complicated, but we're starting to build into doing some things that could actually be useful, which is nice. We all want to do useful things, right? Nobody wants to just do like Mad Libs forever. So the first thing we want to learn about when we're talking about doing something with data is called type conversion. Now, you've heard me talk about data types before and how each piece of data in each container has a type associated with it, right? We talked about the four major data types: string, integer, float, and Boolean. We also talked about list types, but right now we're going to focus on those big four because those are like the four foundational list types data types, because even if you look inside a list, right, most of the things inside that list are going to be one of those four types anyway. So it'll kind of, if we really break it down, those four data types are kind of the hub of everything. But we've also talked a little bit about how you can't do math with strings. Remember me talking about that? So we talked about how you can't, you can add a string plus a string, right? And what it does is it doesn't give you a math answer. What it does is it squishes those two strings together. So if I wrote Bill in a string and, Dave in another string, and I put those together, I would just get a one string that says Bill Dave. That's it. So that's not really math. But if I have one string that says Bill and one string that says 42, and I squish those together, Python has a little fit on me because it doesn't know what to do. So it kind of freaks out, throws an error, and then I don't get what I need. So we have to, if we want those two things to come together and say Bill 42, I have to be able to take that 42 and turn it into a string so that then I can smush those strings together. So type conversion is what we call it when we take a data type or a variable of a data type and convert it to a different type of data. And for those, we have four Python functions that are data type conversion functions. And they're pretty easy to remember because all they are is the name of the data type you want to convert to. So for example, float will take any number, whether it's in a string or if it's an integer, and convert it to a float, which is a number with a decimal, right? So it'll take that and convert it to a floating point number. For example, in this case, if I say float and then inside the parentheses I give it the string 3.500, it will actually convert that to the float 3.5 because the zeros drop off. Okay, so I have float, I have string, str. So if I put anything inside that, it's going to convert it to a string containing those characters. Okay, so a string containing those characters. I have int for integer, And then finally, I don't have a card for this one, but bool, B-O-O-L, will convert things to a Boolean. Now, some of these things, when we convert from one type to another, get a little bit tricky. Like think about when we're converting things to a Boolean, right? What is a Boolean data type? What are the two possible values that a Boolean data type can have? True and false, right? So anything that I convert to a Boolean will convert to either true or false. And there are some very specific rules about how this happens. So let's play around for a second. And let's say I have str text equals Bill. And then I want to convert that to a Boolean. And then I want to print that out. So basically what I'm asking you here is the string Bill, or B-I-L-L, true or false? What do you think? I'm hearing some true, some false. What's your logic? How are you thinking about this? It's not a number. That's great logic. What else? What else? What do you? Somebody who said true. Why would you say true?
Because it's only a name.
Because it's only a name. Okay. Anybody else want to share their logic? Okay, so I'm going to run this. Oops. I forgot to print I printed the wrong thing. That's why it says Bill. So there you go. Bill is true. Maybe Bill's just a cool name. Maybe Sam will be false. No, Sam is also true. Okay, so a string comes out to true. Let's, I'm just going to change this to X so I can make it a very generic variable. Don't ever do this. Don't try this at home, people. But if I do 100, is 100 true or false? You gonna say false? What? Anybody want to care to share your logic? It's a number, okay. Just not feeling 100 today? Okay. So I run that and 100 is true. So now, using your logic, tell me a number that you think would be false. 99 you think would be false? Okay, let's run that. 99 is true.
I think anything with a decimal.
Anything with a decimal? So this, like that, that's false? Let's run it. Still true. Yes, sir. Okay, can you give me a number that would come out to false? 7?
It's a non-number.
It's too lucky. Computer can't handle it. Still true. 0. 0 comes out to false. What about this one? True? True. -10 is false. Or true, sorry. -10 is true. 1 is still true. Any number. What about that number? True. Any number that is not 0 is true. The only number that evaluates to false is 0. What about, can anybody tell me a string? A string. Just what, a space? Okay, so let's try the space. Space is true. Empty string, false. Any non-empty string is true. any number other than 0 is true. 0, empty strings are false. Okay? So it's really interesting. You get some interesting things when you go converting from one to another. Now, obviously, if I take this, if I say like x equals 3.14, right? And I say that's a string, right? That's a string. And if I say float, so I say FL text equals float of x, and I say FL text is here. Okay, the output of that is fairly predictable. The output of that is the integer 3.14. What if I change that to an integer instead of a float? What am I going to get? 3? Okay. So it does not like that. Can I do this? Yes, I can. So a string that is not an integer, so a string that contains anything except numbers, is going to throw an error if you try to go to an int. Okay? So here's an interesting thing. If I say 3.14, I'm just going to go to y here. Okay, so 3.14, we already established that if I do that, that throws an error. But here's an interesting thing. If I say x, or let's say y equals float x, and then I say z equals float of y. So basically what I'm doing here is I am taking x, which is a string, turning it into a float. That still won't work, right? But it does. So I can't go straight to an integer from a string that has decimals, but I can take that string that has decimals in it, I can make it into a float, and then make that float into an integer. What will the result be? Oops, if I'm printing Z, sorry about that. I didn't print the integer, but there you go, it works. Ta-da! If I say 3.94, if I round that up to the nearest whole number, what is it? 4. Good rounding, everybody. All right, so if I run this, guess what I get? I get 3. So when I go from a float to an integer, what happens to the decimal? It doesn't get rounded up, does it? It gets disappeared. And if you were doing a calculation where you're doing that times a million, where you're just dropping decimals, if you're a bank, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, right? Because that level of precision. So we want to be really careful about how we deal with numbers. There is a round function. It's actually a method in Python. You have the ability to round a number to the nearest whole number, which is probably what you'd want to do here rather than just get rid of almost a whole number there. So I made this little table for us that helps us with most of the conversions. Okay, So converting from on the top. So if I convert a string to an integer, it gives you an error unless it's a valid integer string. Okay, so it tells you what happens. If I go from string to string, no change, obviously. That's why these gray ones exist, because changing a string to a string just gives you the same string. If I change a string to a float, error unless it's a valid numeric string. And false if it's an empty string, true otherwise. Okay, so that gives you some pretty good idea. Now, does it depend on what you're doing? That's why it gives you, in some of these more complicated cases, more of an explanation of what happens if it's this versus that. So that's kind of how we treat those. But you'll very quickly begin to learn the rules of how this stuff works. Now, why would we want to know all of this stuff? Because this week's assignments have to do with doing calculations based on gathering user input. Now, how do we get user input? We use the input function, right? And when a user types something in response to the input function, it returns a very specific data type, no matter what the user types, right? What is the data type that input returns to us? Always going to be the same. No matter what they type, it's always going to be a string. So even if they type 24 as a response to an input question, like what's your age, and they type 24, that 24 that it returns that is a string of 24. So if I go to that and I want to say print out in 10 years you will be whatever, 24 plus 10 is how I would figure that out, right? It's going to give me an error unless I change that 24 to an integer. So that's important to remember. Anytime you want to do something with input, especially if you want to do math with input, then it's important to convert that to the right kind of data before you do the math.